What is going on, guys and girls? Welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to discuss the difference between a project manager and a scrum master. A project manager is, as well as a scrum master, is a very crucial role for any teams, any tech teams that are doing any sort of development. These two roles are very different from each other, but generally they are mixed and they are understood to be one over the other. But that's not the case. A project manager is a completely different role from a scrum master. The main differences between a project manager and a scrum master is that a project manager is not only responsible or can be responsible for facilitating the scrum ceremonies, making sure that the team is following the scrum empirical process. Not only that, a project manager is also responsible for managing the budget, managing the timeline of the completion of the project, managing the risks, managing the capacity of the team, while a scrum master is only responsible, and maybe even a little bit more responsibilities than these, but mostly a scrum master is only responsible for facilitation of scrum empirical process, facilitation of ceremonies to make sure the team is following the scrum process as per the agile methodologies. Also, a scrum master is also responsible for coaching, mentoring, and making sure conflict resolution within the team does not take properly takes place, and making sure different scrum ceremonies are being followed within the team. So those are the responsibilities of a scrum master. And while a project manager can be in agile, can be in a waterfall, a scrum master can only be in a scrum ceremony, in a scrum process following team, in only an agile process following team. So those are the main differences. So what's the main difference between a project manager and a scrum master? A project manager is responsible for managing the budget, managing the risk, managing the project deadline, managing the capacity of the teams, projecting a deadline for the project, and it also responsible for making sure the backlog is broken down into user stories, and is also responsible for making sure that the team understands the backlog and making sure that there is proper stakeholder communication. So basically responsible for the whole pipeline, getting the requirements from the business all the way till the delivery cycle, and making those projections to the business, making the budget of those projections to the business. That is what a project manager is responsible for. While a scrum master is not responsible for stakeholder communication or anything. He or she is only responsible for the scrum empirical process within this 2 week sprint and within this sprint cycle, making sure that the team is following the scrum empirical process and is following the agile method and is doing development according to the agile methodologies. That is what a scrum master is responsible for. Now, when you are applying for a role, it is very important to understand the distinction between these two roles, because the questions that will be asked in a project manager interview will be completely different from the questions that will be asked in a scrum master interview. In a project manager interview, you will be asked questions related to budget, related to project deadline tracking, related to project we call it burn rate at which the budget is burning when you are spending money from the business, how at what rate it is burning for the project. You will be required to make estimations as how much extra money you need for the project per your estimates. So all those kind of things play a huge part in project management. While a scrum master, you will be asked questions like facilitation of different ceremonies. Tell me about the different ceremonies you facilitated. Tell me how how did you make your teams mature? And tell me about the time when you coached and mentored your teams and for conflict resolution and for better coherence with each other. Tell me about a time when you worked together with the product owner to make sure that the team understands the backlog and make sure that we are following a proper scrum process and make sure we are reaching our sprint goals. So those kind of questions can be asked in a scrum master interview. So you see, they're in two completely different universe. Project manager can even work in waterfall. So if a project manager is working in waterfall, the interview style and the interview questions will be a little bit different from when a project manager is working in a scrum and agile in a scrum and agile environment. So a project manager can be a scrum master. A scrum master can be a project manager, but there are inherent differences between the two roles. So when you are applying for jobs, please keep that in mind. Both roles are great, but a scrum master does have a little bit of easygoing life, if so to say, as compared to a project manager. A project manager does have more responsibilities on their shoulders as compared to a scrum master. Scrum master is more of like a nurturing, like a person that makes sure that the team is following the process. They're working together with each other. They're resolving their dependencies. They're getting mature. They're maturing as a team. Their velocity is increasing. Things like that. While a project manager is responsible for the whole project from beginning till the end, and is also responsible making sure the project stays on budget. Because if a project manager is projecting a budget for the whole project and then we overrun that budget, those are not good things. So there is a lot of responsibilities, if we speak in general terms, on the shoulders of a project manager as compared to a scrum master. So that is just my opinion. So when you are applying for a role, whether it's a project manager or a scrum master, keep these things in mind, because if you are applying for a project manager role thinking you are applying for a scrum master role, and then you get asked questions about capacity, budget, risk, burn rate, and all these things, and you get confused, and you get questions asked on scenario based, how will you run a project, how will you start a project, how will you refine a backlog, what will be the steps, what will you do, all those things, it can be challenging. So keep those things in mind. And both roles are great. Both roles have huge earning potentials in current environment. Both roles are amazing roles, and they provide great values for the team in every sense of the word. But there are inherent differences between the two roles. So that's it for this video. More videos coming soon. If you guys are looking for a Scrum Master job and you guys need help with resume prep, you guys need help with interview prep, you guys need help with on-job help. If you already found a job and you're looking for help with the job, click on the link down below and get the consultation. It's easy. Make this investment in yourself, and it'll be the best investment that you will ever make. Thank you so much for watching. That's it for this video. See you guys in the next one.